Frustrated travelers are facing mounting delays because of those FAA furloughs. Here's what White House Press Secretary Jay Carney told reporters earlier this week.
This is a result of sequester that was never meant to be law. And these furloughs, that's the unfortunate fact of arbitrary across-the-board cuts like this.
The question is, can we find alternatives to this mounting frustration? Congressman Bill Shuster is the chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. He joins us this morning from D.C. Congressman, good morning to you.
Good morning, Carl. Thank you for having me.
We all hope this is going to be over soon. I'm sure you do, too. I guess the question is, will it be over soon? What do you think?
Well, from the beginning, we've said that the FAA, the administration, the president has the flexibility to implement sequestration to not cause these furloughs to the traffic controllers that provide safety to our flying public. They've implemented this to inflict as much pain on the traveling public and to use it to pressure Congress to raise taxes and raise spending. And we don't need to spend one more nickel on FAA. They have enough money there. They have the flexibility to implement this without the furloughs.
So you think the DOT and the FAA, intentionally, surgically targeted these cuts to affect the highest number of flyers?
Absolutely. You look at the way they've done it. Instead of going back and saying to the 32,000 people that are not traffic controllers, they should have started there with the furloughs, not the people that provide safety in the air. They're not looking at airports differently. They're doing it across the board the same. So you have in Iowa, Waterloo, Iowa, that gets 80 flights a day versus Chicago O'Hare, which gets 8,200 a day. They're looking at them exactly the same. They're feeling those cuts exactly the same. They should look at them differently. And the airlines have confirmed this with us. They can, if it's done in a different way, they can better be able to manage their schedules. So yes, I believe if you look back to when the sequestration first took hold, look what they did at the White House, the tours to the public that are coming to Washington, D.C. They're doing the same thing to the traveling public, to use this to pressure Congress to come back to the table and raise taxes and raise spending, and we're not about to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how quickly things turn into political footballs, Congressman. The RNC has this hashtag Obama flight delays. Obviously, Republicans are calling on those who are inconvenienced to call the White House. And we're all in this situation, Congressman, because sequestration happened in the first place, because the two sides couldn't come together.
Right, absolutely.
Do both sides share some blame or not?
Well, I believe that this could be managed, and as of yesterday, the White House has said that this flawed strategy of theirs, they've talked to our Senate colleagues, and we've been talking to our Senate colleagues. They're trying to work out something. We're going to take a look at it, but we're also looking at, if we're going to put legislation out there, something to force the FAA to be responsible managers. Now, we don't want to do that. We think they should be able to do it for themselves, but if that's what it takes, we're taking a look at that legislation to force them to implement these things in a smart management way that's going to allow the public to be able to travel and not see these delays.
How active are the conversations between Republicans and Democrats about the kinds of solutions that you're talking about? I mean, is this happening on any kind of practical level?
Well, in the Senate, I know that my counterparts over there, Senator Rockefeller and Senator Thune, met with the Transportation Secretary yesterday, as well as the FAA Administrator, and again, the administration has admitted this is a flawed strategy. Want to try to figure out a way to solve this, as we all do, but I believe they have the ability, they have the flexibility to manage this in a much different way, and they haven't done it. So we're talking to our Senate colleagues all the time to try to figure out how to push the administration to be responsible.
Would you rather have those sort of tactical decisions made by the agency, or push all of this back 30 days, as some senators and congressmen have suggested?
Well, I believe that today they should be able to go in there as managers of the FAA and to implement these cuts in a responsible way. If you look at American companies and American families, they've had to do these types of things for the last 4 or 5 years, and they've been able to do it. These companies are doing it, and at the end of the day, when they have to do these tough things, they come out stronger and better organizations. And I think this is a challenge the FAA needs to roll up their sleeves, get back in there, and figure out how to make these reductions in cost and make it a stronger organization.
Congressman, appreciate your insight. Obviously something just about everybody in the country has a vested interest in. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bill Shuster, Chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. Let's get back to John Najarian.